Hello, I'm Linda Ann Smith. I'm a member of the Inspiration Conspiracy Video Hop, which was the brainstorm of Shannon Green. I'm also a helping artist for Deco Art. I inherited this because I'm always altering things, and I don't know what it is. It looked like a fan blade at first, but obviously is not. It has little rubber resting posts on the bottom of it, so I don't know for sure. If you know, let me know in my comments down below. What I do know is that the silver handle has a lovely sculptural ear of corn, so I started thinking about that, and since I often do Native American inspired art, the corn maiden came to mind. I covered the area that someone had sanded off and had raw wood with gesso. I did a preliminary sketch. I didn't trace it onto my wood, but I used that sketch for the idea of what I wanted to put on that arched area. I chose to paint under the background with canary yellow because painting the background one solid color helps tie it all together in the finished product. Also, since yellow is a very transparent color, I could still see my guidelines through painting all of this under. I decided to use Americana surface, multi-surface satin in almond to make the tints that I wanted, and that's what I did for her face here. These acrylics mix well together, so I pulled out some sap green in the Deco Art's artist acrylics, which are called Traditions. Then I added some yellow oxide in Traditions paints to the skin tones and to the areas of the body where the corn kernels will be. Turned on the camera to record painting the hair, but my camera didn't catch it. I think it has a mind of its own sometimes. I used some of that night sky color and some of the yellow ochre to make some shadows and highlights on the corn stalks. While I'm painting this in, I want to remind you that this is a video hop, so you need to go down below into the description, and you may have to click on show more, but look for the very first person or the first video and click on that, and you'll be right on schedule for the hop and you won't miss anything. I also want to take this opportunity to thank Shannon Green for all the work that she's done on this, and it has really helped our channels, and I really appreciate her efforts. And I don't want to leave out the hosts. If it hadn't been for the channels with the larger subscriptions, none of this would have been possible. I really appreciate the hosts who have participated. Since facial features are such fine details, I used my sketching pencil to get them pretty much where I wanted them before I filled them in with something else. The Corn Maiden legend, like many of the other legends, appears in several different tribes in Native America. Several of the legends speak of the three sisters, beans, squash, and corn. Sometimes they speak of the Corn Maiden as having very unappetizing ways of producing the corn, but they all seem to recognize that she sustains the tribes. I found a video that I'll list below that I kind of liked about one of the Corn Maiden legends. I'll list it separately from the hop. I used a permanent ink artist pen to outline the kernels and the details on her face. I used the canary color again to fill in some of the kernels to give it more of an Indian corn appearance. Also, I pulled out the vermilion in Traditions and added that to some of the kernels. I used the pen again to outline everything in the picture. This is a permanent ink pen, and by using this I was able to give a lot more definition and detail to my composition. I really thought it was fortunate that the corn has a little topper on it like this, because when I added the detail, it made it look like a feather in her hair. All finished, so I signed my name. A couple of minutes left, so I thought I'd share with you a couple of artworks that I did before I knew how to do videos. This is an old car hood that I found on Route 66. It's sitting on my dining room table here, but it took me 4.5 hours just to clean this car hood. I had an interesting time getting it home too. It would not fit in my little Honda. Had to go back after it about 70 miles away with a pickup. When I find debris like this scattered on our land, it annoys me a little. I'm thankful for that free canvas to use, but it annoys me that people just discard their trash. And so I try to take that trash, and especially rusty trash, and turn it into something that I think should be on the landscape, or maybe should have been many, many years ago. So I used acrylic paints to turn this old rusty car hood into a bison head. And when I found this old rusty child's bed headboard, I thought I was going to turn it into something sweet and adorable, but that's just not what came out. My purpose in painting a snarling wolf was twofold. First, for the same reason that I painted the buffalo, because that's an animal that should have been in the creek, near the creek bed where I found it, instead of an old rusty bed frame. And second, because sometimes we tell our children about the big bad wolf, and then we cover them up and say, "Now pleasant dreams, go to sleep."